Battle for Azeroth was the expansion that introduced the concept of allied races, and one might argue that they really made a point, given that they introduced 10 new races this way. Not all allied races are unlocked the same way though, and they each have a unique quest line you must complete to be able to make a character of that race. In this guide series, I'll go over how to unlock each of the allied races in Shadowlands 9.1 in as easy and simple a manner as possible. I'll also mention some of the so far datamined details concerning patch 9.1.5, which will bring some quality of life changes to unlocking the allied races. Having covered 2 alliance races, the Lightforged Draenei and the Void Elves, I'll be talking about both the Highmountain Tauren and the Nightborne for the Horde players in this video. Do not forget that Shadowlands introduced a major change to unlocking allied races, which means that you no longer need to grind reputation with the allied race factions, nor are any quests gated behind certain reputation points. Now you simply need to complete the achievements to unlock the allied races. The Highmountain Tauren are said to be descendants of the great champion Horn Highmountain, who rallied together the 3 tribes of Highmountain under one banner during the War of the Ancients. Since then, the Highmountain Tauren have lived peacefully in the Broken Isles until the Burning Legion invaded once more and the Hammer of Kasgoth was stolen. You unlock the Highmountain Tauren as an allied race through these 3 accomplishments. Reaching level 45 on the character you wish to unlock the Highmountain Tauren with, completing the achievement Ain't No Mountain High Enough, which requires you to complete the Highmountain storyline in the Broken Isles, and getting the allied race's Highmountain Tauren achievement, which is rewarded to you by the end of the special recruitment questline. To complete the achievement Ain't No Mountain High Enough, you must, as mentioned, complete the entire Highmountain storyline in the Broken Isles. This storyline includes the following questlines: the Rivermane tribe, the Skyhorn tribe, Holland's War, Battle of Snowblind Mesa, Riverbend, the Blood Totem tribe, and the Secrets of Highmountain. Completing them all should take a few hours. To those of you who weren't around for Legion or perhaps returned to WoW recently, to even get started in Highmountain, you need to get to Dalaran and begin your campaign in the Highmountain zone. You can get to Dalaran either through Chromie time while leveling or at max level. To get started in Highmountain, I recommend you get yourself introduced to the Class Hall campaign, which will let you choose Highmountain and point you in the right direction for the first quest. Furthermore, the Class Hall campaign is a great way to acquaint yourself with the Legion storyline and earn some cool weapon appearances. Once you get introduced to the mission table in your Class Hall, you can pick Highmountain from the scouting map as your first target to aid, after which you'll get the quest The Lone Mountain. This quest requires you to meet Warbrave Oro across his landing in Dalaran, and from there the questline is pretty straightforward. Once you've completed Ain't No Mountain High Enough and reached level 45, run back to the Horde Embassy in Orgrimmar to get introduced to the allied races. For the introduction, pick up the quest A Call for Allies from G Firepaw. After learning everything you can about the allied races by clicking on the banners next to G, you can choose to pursue the Highmountain Tauren by choosing the quest A Feast for Our Kin. After picking this up, there's 16 quests you have to go through, ending with the achievement Allied Races Highmountain Tauren. The quests are A Feast for Our Kin, Shadow over Thunderbluff, Dark Forces, Return to Highmountain, Dark Tales, Walking in Their Footsteps, Shadow of the Sepulchre, Spirit Walker Grey Sky, Holland's Mountain, Servants of the Darkness, How Fares Ebonhorn, Curse of the Necrodark, Ice and Shadow, Whispers of the Darkness, The Final Ward, The Darkness, and Together We Are the Horde. It should come as no surprise that what we're facing in these quests is N'Zoth's forces, all that darkness. Once you've completed the final quest, you'll have effectively unlocked the Highmountain Tauren race, along with the Highmountain Tabard and the class mount, the Highmountain Thunderhoof. Next up, we have the Nightborne, the Shal'dorei, the Elves of Suramar, evolved by and dependent on the Nightwell. In our introduction to the race, we actually aid a rebellion in retaking Suramar from the tyrannical Grand Magistrix Elisand and the Burning Legion's forces. Unlocking the Nightborne allied race also requires 3 accomplishments. Reaching level 45 on the character you wish to unlock the Nightborne with, completing the entire Suramar questline with the achievement Insurrection, and completing the special recruitment quest which ends with the achievement Allied Races Nightborne. Beginning your Suramar questline is a little bit different comparing to beginning the questlines in all other Legion zones, which can be done through the scouting map in your class hall. To begin, you must first reach level 45 before Khadgar will give you the quest Khadgar's Discovery in Dalron in the Broken Isles. From there, you investigate the distress beacon and get sent to Suramar to find First Arcanist Thalisra. From there, your journey in Suramar can begin. Be prepared to invest quite a few hours in the Insurrection achievement, as the Suramar storyline is very long. It makes sense since it was in-game content in Legion and a place max level characters would go to. The story of the Nightborne is amazing though, so if you're interested in lore and read quest texts like me, you'll love this. A small tip as you progress through the questline is to pick up all the ancient mana you can find along the way. It's never fun to have to grind it out between quests when you need more than you have on hand. Your Nightborne allies are always thirsty. Overall, to complete Insurrection you have to do the following minor storylines, which each make up a chapter of the campaign. Lockdown, Waxing Crescent, Crafting Wall, Elisand's Retort, Breaking the Nighthold, Missing Persons, An Elven Problem, March of Suramar, and As Strong as Our Will. Should you lose track along the way, I recommend checking Wowhead's comprehensive Suramar guide, which I put in the description below. The page has a list of each quest associated with every minor storyline for Insurrection. Once you complete all 9 storylines, you'll be rewarded with the achievement Insurrection. Congratulations, you've completed one of the most tedious storylines in the game. After completing Insurrection, run back to the Horde Embassy in Orgrimmar to get introduced to all the allied races. For the introduction, pick up the quest A Call for Allies from G Firepaw. If you've done this once for say Highmountain Tauren or the Volpera, the quest will be called A Second Ally for the Cause. After learning everything you can about the allied races by clicking on the banners next to G, you can choose to pursue the Nightborne to recruit them into the Horde. Compared to the Highmountain Tauren, the questline to recruit the Nightborne seems a little shorter with only 4 quests. Thalisra's Estate, Silvermoon City, Remember the Sunwell, and the Nightborne. The first quest asks you to go to Suramar to meet up with Lady Lydran. From there, it's very much straightforward until you end up back in Orgrimmar. By the time you finish the Nightborne, you'll get the achievement Allied Races Nightborne, along with the Shaldorite Tabard and the Nightborne Mana Saber, which I personally really love. Too rarely do I see people writing this unique Mana Saber. And there you have it! How to unlock the Highmountain Tauren and the Nightborne allied races. I'd say it's a little simpler than the Lightforged Draenei and the Void Elves because you do not need to venture into Argus at all. That being said, the Suramar campaign is probably as bad as the Argus campaign, if not worse. It really can be quite tedious, so I think the best way to go about it is to enjoy the ride. There's been no storyline like it since then, and it's an experience to be enjoyed the first time around, honestly. If you're into that sort of thing in WoW, of course. I hope this guide was useful for some of you. I know especially recently returned players may have a hard time wrapping their heads around what's happened in Legion and BFA, so hopefully this video made it a little simpler. In the next video, I plan to tackle the Zandalari Trolls and the Colterans. It makes sense to pair the two up as they play the center role in the BFA expansion. Feel free to leave comments and questions anytime in the section below, or tune in for one of my streams here on YouTube where I'll be ready to answer any of the questions you might have. My schedule is in the description below and on this very screen. Till then, take care of yourselves out there.